It doesn't need claws like a bear. It doesn't need speed like a cheetah. And it doesn't rely on packs like wild dogs. What it has is time. In the world of life and death, it chooses to kill without a sound. No one sees it coming. No one hears it leave. And when the water is calm again, all that's left is a void. Crocodilus porosus, the saltwater crocodile, the most silent killer nature has ever created. It holds the strongest bite force in the animal kingdom, over 3,700 psi, enough to crush the bones of a fully grown bull. But what makes Crocodilus porosus truly terrifying isn't its power. It's the precision, the patience, the ability to wait until the perfect moment when mistakes are no longer possible. At nearly 23 feet long and weighing more than 1 ton, it's a blend of brute strength and ruthless calculation. For over 200 million years, its body has barely changed. No upgrades, no evolution required, because it was born with a perfect design before dinosaurs vanished, before continents broke apart. Its body is a brutal masterpiece, armor-thick skin, a tail like a steel whip, eyes that float above the surface, while its mind lurks in the depths. This is not a creature adapting to nature. This is the standard nature created long ago. A prey steps near the riverbank. The crocodile doesn't charge. It observes, it memorizes. It waits for the pattern. When the antelope lowers its head, how its front legs step, the direction of the herd's movement. Only then does the ambush begin. There is no noise, no warning. Every attack is an ancient algorithm, cold and exact. The crocodile doesn't gamble, it calculates. All it needs is one opportunity, the right one. While others are driven by hunger, fear, or impulse, this creature acts like it was programmed long ago. Still, precise, never wasting a single move. With a sudden whip of its tail, this living tank launches out of the water. Its jaws open and snap shut in less than 1/10 of a second. This is not instinct. This is evolution, encoded deep into its muscles. No hesitation, no repeat attempts, no second chances. Every strike is final, not to test, to finish. Its attacks are more than fast. They are surgically precise. From distance to angle to force, every variable is processed by a brain as cold as stone before it ever makes a move. It doesn't need time to think, because every scenario has already been written in its ancient genetic script. From a distance, it looks like nothing more than a drifting log. But just beneath the mud lies a body forged of iron, a heart that can slow down to just a few beats per minute to conserve energy. Saltwater crocodiles can fast for over a month, not because they lack food, but because they wait for the perfect moment. They're not just ambushers. They are masters of invisibility. Sometimes death comes from the place that feels safest. It stirs no water, it disturbs no air. It is part of the landscape until it moves. And that false peace, that's what lulls its victims. Because in the wild, a single moment of comfort can become a final farewell. You might be as big as an elephant, as fast as an antelope, or as stubborn as an African buffalo. But one misplaced step, 1/2 second too long with your head lowered, is all it takes to die. The crocodile doesn't care what species you are. It only cares about vulnerability. And in nature, overconfidence is the most expensive mistake. Young elephants drawn by curiosity, tired buffalo at the end of a long journey, they all become targets. The moment a hoof leaves solid ground, the moment a body floats, they are no longer in their element. Every physical advantage becomes a burden, and the predator who has watched for hours or days rises. Not when the prey is weakest, but when the prey still believes it is strong. The crocodile never fights alone. It fights with water. When prey panics, the water slows every instinct. The nervous system is too slow, the legs too weak. One subtle pull, and the crocodile drags its victim to the deepest point. No screaming, no blood spray, just a ripple and then stillness. Water is the crocodile's shapeless ally. It doesn't betray, and it's always ready to hide a body under the mud. That's where life ends. without warning. In nature, survival doesn't belong to the strongest. It belongs to the smartest. The saltwater crocodile doesn't chase, it waits for odds that guarantee success. One old buffalo, 800 pounds, can feed it for a week. It doesn't act out of hunger, it acts out of certainty. Like a veteran investor, it bets only when the return is worth the risk. No instinct, just calculation. Every hunt is costed. Energy, exposure, failure. So it turns every step, every habit of its prey into data. Wind, light, slippery ground, timing. When the moment comes, it moves once, only once, and never misses. A hot afternoon, a pride resting near the river. A cub leans in to drink. No splash, just jaws. Then silence. The others freeze. The water stills. The killer is gone. In this game, strength means nothing. Speed means nothing. Only timing matters. And the one who waits wins. Lions, cheetahs, wild dogs. They rule the land with speed and power. But in water, they lose every advantage. The crocodile doesn't chase. It waits, listens, reads every movement. A misstep, a pause to drink, and the trap is triggered. Each attack tests the nerves. Can the prey stay calm when there is no signal the killer is near? Young lions have been taken. Wild dogs snatched mid-feast. Even leopards crossing rivers have vanished. Still waters hold the bloodiest ambushes. And in this game, the winner doesn't roar, doesn't boast. It simply waits for that one moment of carelessness and ends everything silently. Sometimes nature can't stay quiet. When two adult crocodiles fight for territory, strategy gives way to brute violence. The crash of jaws on armor sounds like stone hitting steel. Blood thins into the water, staining it red. In these battles, there is no retreat. One leaves or one dies. This is not about survival. It's about dominance. The saltwater crocodile isn't just a predator. It's a destroyer of rivals. And when it fights to erase the other. When prey becomes more cautious, changes drinking habits, moves differently, the crocodile remains unbothered because fear is part of the plan. Every failed ambush sends a signal to the prey's nervous system. More signals, more anxiety. Not every bite needs to kill. Sometimes a single tail slap flinging mud, a missed lunge that sends antelope scattering, is enough. The crocodile doesn't need to kill all. It only needs to plant the idea that wherever it is, no place is safe. That's not just a hunting tactic. That's psychological warfare. The crocodile doesn't need to roar to claim victory. No need for spilled blood to prove strength. Everything begins in silence and ends in a silence even more terrifying than any scream. It doesn't lift the prey high. It doesn't show off the prize. It sinks, as if nothing ever happened. In nature, the survivor isn't always remembered. It's the one no one ever sees. Lions must chase. Cheetahs must sprint. But crocodiles have something no one else does. Time. They can lie still in the water all afternoon, while others grow weak from hunger and heat. When every opportunity has passed, when every rival is exhausted from waiting, the crocodile begins. Because it knows. Victory doesn't belong to the first to act. It belongs to the one who acts at the perfect moment. Eventually, they all must cross the river. That's the law. And the crocodile never needs to chase. The river is its trap. Every prey must come. It waits there, motionless in the mud, blending with dead branches. Some make it, some vanish. But the real victory, no one dares linger near the water anymore. Crossing the river is always a gamble. Zebras follow the herd, eyes wide, hooves splashing. They believe safety comes in numbers, but the crocodile knows. In a whirlpool, no one protects anyone. One bite to the belly, and the herd only sees a shadow slipping away. No sound, just blood in the water. Next time, the herd walks slower, but for one, it's already too late. Not every time ends in an attack, but when it does, you notice something strange. There is no chaos, no rush. Everything unfolds like a dark symphony, with the water as rhythm, the heartbeat as drum, and the closing jaws as climax. Every move is a calculated note in the song of death. In that moment, nature is no longer random. It becomes a cold rhythm of survival, a rhythm only the patient can hear and use to win. The saltwater crocodile has existed longer than humans, longer even than the last meat-eating dinosaur. It wasn't wiped out by disasters. It didn't go extinct from weakness. Why? Because it never forgot what it was: patient, precise, and never wasteful. It is the lesson of control, the embodiment of perfect timing, and the final reminder that, in nature sometimes, the quietest one is the most powerful. If you want to keep exploring the most sophisticated survival strategies in nature, join us on the next journey.